domestic violence affects more people than is really kind of imaginable. 1 in 3 women in the United States are murdered every day in Massachusetts, in the country, in a domestic violence situation. The numbers here in Massachusetts are equally alarming. You know, there are out of the 60 programs, domestic violence and sexual assault programs, you know, they answer calls for thousands of people every month who are in need of help.
Gary Gomes is a unique case. It's not really what the court did to him, but it was what the jails did to him. They didn't help him because they have seen him for that 2.5 years. Now, how do they feel now that he's gotten out and he not only killed 2 people, but he killed his own mother? Now, how would you feel if that person worked on you for 2.5 years? Kind of a creepy feeling, but it hasn't been addressed. I got into Ash Street and I was like, wow. There was bars, noise, and levels of just hands coming out of cells and people just talking. I mean, it was just so loud. It's like chaos. You walk into the building, it's total chaos. They actually, the jail cells are just bars. It's a one-man cell. And it's a plastic mattress. You got a little sink and it's just bars. And that's probably the worst thing you can have because it almost makes you feel like it's an impossibility to get out. Like you're gonna be there for a long time. It's a sense of finality. That's it, you're in for a long time. It's 22.5 hours every day you have to sit in there. You're not even guilty. A new administration came in. Major Carpenter, who was a captain, and Colonel Reedy, who was a political buddy of the sheriff. Once they came in, I don't know what they were thinking. They just simply told the person giving the class not to come back. They don't give reasons for anything. I pushed it. I went up to her and I said, listen, Kathleen's a good lady. She's helped out a lot of guys. She's actually been in contact with Gary, and Gary used to write his feelings out on paper and give it to her, and she would address them.
Well, what we try to do as far as the rehabilitation is concerned, what we try to make them responsible for are their actions and you know, not allowing them to just come in here and sit down and watch time pass by, okay? The sheriff's philosophy is that if you have an inmate come in here and start getting him or her involved in working and involved in some structure, okay, then they can go back out to society and maybe be more productive than they have been. So that's why we have accountabilities, like making your bed by a certain time. You know, they're not going to watch TV all day, you know, because you don't get anything out of that. You know, so there's certain things that we do to try to help that inmate go back out to society and be more productive. But in terms of programs that we spend a lot of money on, to rehabilitate, the answer to that would be no.
For free. She was not getting paid. They just said, we're all done. Don't come back.
I had called the jail and I offered to go in on a voluntary basis and to continue on teaching the 4 classes, the addiction studies, the relapse prevention, the anger management, and the domestic violence, and to continue on Mondays, because I wasn't working, so I figured why not just go in and do it anyways, right, because I had established a rapport with a lot of these guys. They were really getting a lot of really good work done. I felt I was benefiting. And they were like, wow, that's great, we'll call you back, and I never heard back from them. I called back and offered again, never heard back from them. And it just kind of went up, and it never materialized, which I thought was really sad.
And that happened, again, that service is there. Oh yes, we have all these programs, substance abuse, we have anger management, we have all these programs. Sounds good, but it's not happening. It's just for something to put on a piece of paper. But again, it's their own government. So once they tell her to leave, what can she do? She can't do anything. She just has to leave. Now what does the inmates have themselves? Imagine trying to get help from another inmate.
We do here, they're very limited though, because it is a pretrial setting. Okay, but we do offer Bible studies. We do have some testing that goes on for GEDs.
Caseworker, there's only one. The jail holds 200 inmates. It's one caseworker. There's one nurse. That's it. So there's one psychologist. Sounds like they have what they're supposed to have, but the psychologist only comes once a week, and all he wants to know if you want to kill yourself, because then you get stripped naked and you get put in a cell with a paper clothes on, like a little paper thing, so you can't kill yourself.
You're going to do your jail time, and when you get out, you know, you better stand tall, do the right thing, and be a good guy. Yet, they went in there with no tools to do that, or very limited tools.
And that's a really important thing too, is I like to really stress to these guys is that this is not where you ended up. This is where you're starting out. And as long as there's treatment and there's programs in the jails, that can be a true statement. But if not, this is not where they're starting out. This is the same old story. This is just part of the same old merry-go-round.
Okay, the recidivism rate is very high. There aren't too many people who come once and you never see them again. I know that the sheriff has talked about gathering that information and trying to get a handle on it a little bit better than we have been able to, but it's extremely high. For some reason, you're apt to come back again, you know, and I can't put my finger on it.
It isn't mysterious about what it is that would change the recidivism rate. It's not like people are sitting around and thinking, oh, we can't figure out what that could be. What could that be? They know what it could be. Everybody knows what it is. It's actually investing in people when they're in there.
It comes down to the quality of time spent in jail, not the amount of time. The amount of time only calculates in the profiteer's pockets. It doesn't make society safer. It doesn't make him a better person.
I know a lot of people, really wonderful people, they want to protect their homes, they want to protect their families, they want to protect their children from bad guys and bad girls, you know. And I understand that. I have a child, you know, and I wanted him to be safe and all this stuff. And bad people, we want to put them away. I understand that. So if we bring more treatment in and give people more options to choose from, to make better choices and come out and be better people, ultimately our families will be safer. Our communities will be safer, you know. I understand, okay, look at the guy, he's all messed up. Let's throw him, put him away and throw away the key. I understand that mentality. But what you don't understand, he's getting out in a year or two, and he's going to come out worse than he went in.